Hello everyone. So I am Dr. Manoj Kumar NV, working as an Associate Professor in the Department of Management Sciences, Maharaja Institute of Technology, Mysore. So today we are discussing about the major services of the banker with respect to the online banking services like NEFT and RTGS. So we are discussing the unit 2 about commercial banks. So in that we have our today's topic is NEFT and RTGS. So first we are looking to NEFT. So NEFT stands for National Electronic Fund Transfer. So the name itself indicates National Electronic Fund Transfer is a nationwide payment system facilitating one-to-one fund transfer. So as an individual in this scheme, they can able to transfer the funds through electronically from one bank branch to any other individual account with any other bank branch in the country participating in the particular scheme. So therefore, here any individual, so the individual they can able to send the balances, whatever the amount they can transfer into different bank account of an individual. So therefore, this is the direct and electronic fund transfer which is available for each and every individual. So they can make use of this national electronic fund transfer to transfer their amount from one account to others individual account with respect to their different branches of bank. So coming to NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer, is a nationwide payment system that allows the transfer of funds from one bank account to another. So with an increased focus on online banking. So as I said, it is mainly do it through online. So NEFT has become one of the most popular ways of transferring funds since it can most electronically transfer funds from one bank branch to any individuals. It has eliminated the need to visit a bank branch to transfer the funds. So therefore, earlier in the traditional system, we can find that there is a huge queue will be there to transfer the amount from one bank to another bank. So through the electronic transfer, we can able to eliminate whatever the manual transfer of amount from one account to another account. So today let us learn about how this NEFT operates in India and what are its benefits, and find out more about what is NEFT. Okay, so first we are moving to what is NEFT process. So started simply, if an individual wish to transfer a sum of money from his bank account to another person bank account. So you can do so through the process of NEFT. Instead of withdrawing the money and then paying it in cash or by writing out a check. The main benefit offered by NEFT is that it can transfer funds any account of any branch to any other bank account located at any place. So therefore, there is no limitation of same branch, same place and all. So therefore, they can able to transfer anywhere and at any time. And the only condition in that both the sender and the receiver branches should have a NEFT enabled. So therefore, even though they have the particular person who wants to transfer the money from one bank to another bank of individual account, so then both the banks should have even the sender as well as even the borrower, both should have a NEFT facility, then only they can able to transfer or access the particular NEFT services. So therefore, you can check the list of NEFT enabled bank branches on RBI website, or just call your bank's customer service to confirm that whether they have their particular service or not. So therefore, that will give you the more conformity regarding whether you can able to transfer to their account or not through using a NEFT. So NEFT is a system. It also facilitates the one-way cross-border transfers of funds from India to Nepal under the Indo-Nepal remittance facility scheme. So therefore, it is not just limiting to the domestic country, it also have a cross-border transfer. So therefore, one of the example is Indian Nepal remittance facility scheme. So where even we can able to transfer through electronically with respect to Nepal and India. So therefore, the NEFT which is given a more importance to the cross-border transfers even. So then we are moving to the timings. So when we considering the timing for NEFT, so when we considering the timings for NEFT, so it is start from 8:30, or we can consider 8 a.m. regular time is 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday only in India. So therefore, NEFT work on a deferred settlement basis, in which the transactions are carried out in batches. So earlier NEFT transactions were available from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday only. So however, RBI is regularized the NEFT transactions. It will be available 24/7 on all the days of the year, including holidays. So therefore, earlier we have a 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. but now RBI made a regulation with respect to NEFT transaction. It can be take place 24/7 for all the days, even including holidays it is going to be working. Also, after usual banking hours, NEFT transactions are expected to be automated transactions initiated using straight through processing. We call it as STP. So straight through processing modes by the bank. So therefore, even they can make use of the NEFT facilities by using the STPs. Then we are moving to how to transfer funds through NEFT. So as we said already, it is an electronic transfer. We can directly transfer the amount of one individual to another individual with respect to different bank accounts. So therefore, here the first thing we must need to be confirmed. So one needs to follow the particular procedure is given for following transfer the funds using the NEFT. So the first condition is they should need to be login to their online bank account using their user ID or login ID and password. That is the first step. So where the individual must need to have account. In that account, they must need to be access the online banking service. So therefore, they have to, in the first step, they must need to be logging to the particular account by using the login ID and password. And the second step, so go to the NEFT option where a national electronic fund transfer section, and in the third step they are going to add the beneficiary. So sometimes they are not added any person into their list. So at that time they must need to be take a consideration of adding a particular beneficiary by entering his or her name and bank account number. The most important one is IFSC code. Then the fourth step is, once the beneficiary is added to the particular beneficiary portal, then the beneficiary is successfully added, and they can initiate an NEFT transfer. Just enter the amount to be remitted and we need to be sent the amount. So this is the easiest 4-step process. First you must need to be log in. You have to use the internet banking or online banking. Use your ID and password and log in, and then you need to be add the beneficiary. So once you are so prior to the add the beneficiary, you must need to be click on NEFT transfer. So later you are going to add the beneficiary. Once you add the beneficiary, then you have to type the amount and click on the beneficiary, and you are going to send the amount. Then we are consider these NEFT as a how it will going to be operate. So how can make an NEFT transaction? So the Reserve Bank of India provides a list of participating bank branches. As I said, you must need to get to know whether the particular bank is providing a NEFT service or not. So therefore, first prior to that, we must need to get to know by through the RBI portal, we can able to get to know what are the participating bank branches. So which are the NEFT enabled, meaning that one can conduct a NEFT transaction through these bank branches. So therefore, once you get the conformity about what are the participating bank branches, then you can carry out the NEFT transaction. As has already been said, any individual or firm or corporate who holds the bank account with a participating branch can make an NEFT transfer at any point of time. However, if someone does not hold the bank account, if some individual does not have his account, even he can able to make a cash deposit at an NEFT enabled branch. So provided that he furnishes complete details regarding his address, email ID, contact number, and more about the particular branch, bank account, IFSC, about the bank, such transfer shall be restricted to a maximum amount of 50,000. So if in case of any cash, means if the individual does not have any account, then he can able to pay the cash to the particular participating bank branch, and he can able to transfer the amount to the other person account directly through using a net. So but there is a limitation. The limitation is that where he can have a maximum limit of 50,000 rupees he can able to transfer when he is go for cash remittance. Then what is the NEFT transfer limit? So the transfer limit, when we considering the transfer limit, there is no upper limit for the NEFT, because they have only the limitation is, as we discussed, where they have a, whenever the individual does not have a participating bank account of NEFT, then obviously he is going to pay the cash and he is going to transfer the amount. So at that time only he have a limitation that 50,000 rupees whenever you go for cash mode. Otherwise there is no upper or lower limit on the amount that can be transferred via NEFT. So therefore, they can begin with an NEFT transfer with rupees 1, and there is only single limitation that I already said on the amount of one-time transaction through cash mode. Then they have a limit of 50,000 rupees. Depending on each bank, timing and settlement period for each transaction could be different. So ordinarily, if funds are transferred within the same bank, or one can expect to receive them within a matter of few seconds. So like if the transfer which is taken place by SBI to SBI, so like if the amount transferred through SBI to SBI, so then within the fractions of seconds the transaction is fulfilled. In case the same transaction which is taken place between SBI and Canara Bank, so SBI and Canara Bank, so therefore the participating bank is Canara, so therefore it is going to take more time. So therefore, however, such transfer take place between the different banks, the settlement time could be longer. So obviously it will take a minimum of 1 day or less than a day sometimes, or it will take a minimum of 1 day towards make a transfer through NEFT. Also that is depends on the working day towards transferring a particular amount. Then if the customers are opt for NEFT, what will be the charges which is applicable for NEFT? So when we take a consideration of NEFT, there is no charges associated with inward transfers. So that is no charges for recipients or beneficiaries. Then fund transfers applicable to remitter are GST included. So rupees 2.5, rupees 2.5. So that will be up to rupees 10,000. So in case of rupees 5, it is going to be charged when the amount transacted up to more than 10,000 to 1 lakh rupees. In case of more than 1 lakh rupees, then they are going to be charged 15 rupees up to 2 lakhs. So then they are going to any amount more than any amount which is exceed 2 lakhs, then they are going to be charged 25 as a charge for NEFT transfer. Then what else we can do with the NEFT service? So now that you know what is NEFT, it is worth mentioning that the service of NEFT can use it to make a payments for loans, EMIs, credit card use and more. So therefore, the service of NEFT is not restricted to personal fund transfer alone. So therefore, we can make use of this NEFT for the several processes like EMI payments, credit card dues, or any loan dues are there. So then we can able to make use of the NEFT for making such payments. Then we are moving to what are all the benefits of NEFT. So in this process of NEFT, we can just have to enter the details of the beneficiary for the first time, after which you can just select the beneficiary from the list and enter the amount and send. So therefore, the process is very easier. Once you enter the beneficiary, it will be retained for the several times. So next time if you go for the same payment, you just click on the particular beneficiary and you can type the amount and you can click on the send. So therefore, it will be immediately transferred. And it took take a look at some of the benefits of the NEFT transaction that could make our daily transactions simpler. So, because of no physical presence of either party is required to conduct a particular transaction. So, even sender is not required, borrower is not required. So, therefore, there is no physical presence is required while you are doing a NEFT. And coming to the second one, no physical instrument. So, therefore, we are not by hand, we are not producing any receipt or any amount we are going to given. So, therefore, there is no physical instrument need to be transferred at any point of time between conducting parties to conclude the particular transaction. So, throughout this particular transaction, we are not going to be produce any amount or any application which we are going to be given for NEFT. And the third one is no visit to the particular bank. So, therefore, as long as the person holds a valid bank account, they can make use for NEFT purpose. Then shortcomings of physical instrument are easily overcome. So, this means that NEFT has completely omitted instances of physical damage of any monetary instruments, its theft or forging. So, therefore, all these things are avoided when you have a bank-to-bank transfers. Then NEFT is simple and more efficient. It can be done in under a minute and hardly involves any major formalities. And one more advantage is the confirmation of a successful transaction can be easily received and viewed through the mails and SMS notification. So, therefore, there is no need to be visit the bank and all. Immediately, whatever the transfer of the amount which is taken place based on the particular transaction, it is noted through the SMS as well as particular emails, whatever the emails they are provided to the banks. Then internet banking can be initiated and conducted from any place. So, therefore, there is no such physical evidence is required in the same place or same person. So, here the transaction may take place at any places, and this means that the person does not need to be present a particular location to make a NEFT transaction. And real-time transactions are going to be assured both the parties. So, therefore, both the parties have a conformity regarding to the particular transactions. Then we are moving towards what is the difference between the NEFT and RTGS. So, RTGS, as we know that RTGS is a real-time gross settlement. So, under this system, the beneficiary bank get transfer instruction immediately. So, compared to NEFT, RTGS is much quicker and the settlement is gross, meaning that each transaction take place individually. Such payments are final and cannot be revoked. Even in case of NEFT, sometimes you may revoke, but in case of RTGS, you can't. Then the only difference between the NEFT and RTGS is that unlike in RTGS, the settlement of funds take place in batches. Hourly time slots are fixed for the purpose of their purpose and the settlement allotted to one such time slot. So, therefore, in that time only you have to do the transfers. Then coming to the difference or comparison between the NEFT and RTGS. So, when we take a consideration of minimum transfer value, so in NEFT and RTGS, in NEFT we can take the consideration of minimum value is ₹1 and the maximum value is the minimum value in RTGS is ₹2 lakh. Then coming to the second comparison, where about the payment option. So payment option both have a online as well as offline. So both RTGS as well as NEFT you can able to do online as well as offline. So coming to maximum limit. So this is minimum limit and this is the mode and the maximum limit. So when we considering the maximum limit, there is no upper limit. So therefore, so you can able to transfer at any amount. So therefore, there is no maximum limit even in the NEFT as well as RTGS. Then when we take a consideration of transaction time, so when we take a consideration of transaction time, minimum duration of 2 hours which is required for NEFT transfer, or when you go through the, if you consider the RTGS, it have a immediate transfer. Then when we take a consideration of service time, where as we know earlier NEFT have a 8 AM to 6:30 PM. Later on RBI announced that all working days, even the holidays, they are going to serve for 24/7 available. So therefore the NEFT which is available 24/7, but in case of RTGS it is available only in the working days. So it available only in the working days from the hour 8 AM to 6 PM, and even there is no inward charges which is applicable for NEFT as well as RTGS. Even the details required for doing the NEFT and RTGS is both are same. They should have a bank account as well as IFSC code. This is mandate for doing the both NEFT and RTGS, and beneficiary registration is compulsory for both NEFT and RTGS. These are the commonality between the NEFT and RTGS. Then we are moving to NEFT. We are moving to RTGS, where the real time gross settlement. So real time gross settlements. So in this refers to a funds transfer system that allows for the instantaneous transfer of money or services. So where RTGS is the continuous process of settling payments on an individual order basis without netting debits with credits across the books of our central bank. So therefore, it is directly taken the transfer from one bank to another bank immediately. So then if we look into what is the exact meaning of RTGS or RTGS fund transfer. So this is, as we said, the real time gross settlement is a system that performs continuous real time fund transfers. Here real time means that the instructions are processed at through a very moment when they are received rather than any sort of delay. So similarly, gross settlement means the fund transfer instruction will be handled on an instruction by instruction basis. So therefore, instruction by instruction basis the real time settlement will works. So this money transfer technique is primarily meant for large value transaction. So in NEFT, they are maximum they go with the 2 lakhs. So, but whenever they go for large bulk transfers, they preferred RTGS. Like the company has 1,000 employees, then they always prefer to go for providing a salary. They are going to use the RTGS. They are going to bulk amount. They are going to be transferred for each employees. So therefore, the Reserve Bank of India has waived of charges for RTGS transaction only to boost the popularity among the citizens. The Apex Bank has asked the commercial banks to pass the benefits to the customers. About 1,40,000 branches are RTGS enabled in the country. So therefore, majority of the bankers, they are using the RTGS services towards providing and making the customers to make use of the particular service. Then coming to the features of NEFT. The first feature of the NEFT is it is safe and secure. So as I said, any electronic transfer where it is transacted between the bank to bank, it is always have a safe and secure way of transferring funds from one bank to another bank. And the second feature is there is no upper limit. So therefore, there is no upper limit. So therefore, they can go for any maximum amount transfer by using the RTGS. So then here, once you add the beneficiary, so therefore here the beneficiary account. So once you add the beneficiary account, so then you can make use of the platform of real-time fund transfer to any beneficiary in under the participating branches. And even the fund, it will be transferred on all days. So here fund transfers in all working days. So therefore, any company, if they want to make any transfer of the particular amount, they can able to make use of the bulk transfers using the RTGS. Then there is no physical evidence. There is no physical evidence like a check or demand draft are not required. So therefore, DD as well as and checks are not DD or checks are not required to do the RTGS. Sometimes if you approach to the banker to deposit the amount or withdraw the amount, they are asked for the blank check. Backside they are expecting to put the signature of the customer because of the guarantee. So therefore, but while they are doing the RTGS, there is no requirement of any checks are DD are not required. Then no likelihood of loss or theft. As I said, it is bank to bank transfer. So therefore, there is no representation of any theft of the physical instruments or fraudulent encashment of the beneficiaries Then the transaction can be initiated from his or her home or workplace using the internet banking. So therefore, by sitting somewhere else, they can able to do the transaction. So therefore, there is no specific place are not required to transfer the amount. Then funds can be transferred without any fees or charges. As we discussed already, there is no charges are required for RTGS. So therefore, in case of NEFT, the few bankers, they are going to be charged the minimal amount up to 2 lakhs, whatever I said in the previous table, where we are shown 5 rupees or 15, 25 rupees based on the different slab up to 1 rupee, up to 1,000, 10,000 to 2 lakh rupees. They are going to be charged 5, 15, 25. But in case of RTGS, there is no such charges are required. Then RTGS transactions are backed legally. So as we know that, so whatever we do the transaction, it will be in the online. Even you can able to put the sue regarding to whatever the misrepresentation which is taken place. You can place the sue against the particular parties. Then what information is necessary to make an RTGS transfer? So first thing, once we are planning to do the RTGS, first they should have a remitting accounting details. So therefore, first we should know whatever the details of remitting account. Then they should have a name of the beneficiary bank and branch. Then name of the beneficiary customer, beneficiary account number, amount to be transferred, and remarks or note if any. So like what are the payment, to whom they are paying, what purpose they are paying, they can put it in the remarks. As well as the most important one is IFSC code of the receiving bank. Then what are the modes are available to perform the RTGS? We have a majorly two modes. The two modes of RTGS are, the first one is internet banking and the second one is branch. So internet banking, so as we know, many banks offer the facility to add the beneficiary online using the internet banking facility. Upon successfully adding beneficiaries, they can transfer the funds to the beneficiary. In addition to individual corporate account holders can also utilize the internet banking to make the RTGS transfers. With respect to branch, then they have to visit the nearest bank branch and fill the RTGS form to initiate the bank transfer. So therefore, these are the major two modes of RTGS. You can do it. Then we can look into how do I make RTGS online. So we have several steps which is required to do the RTGS transfer. So the first one is logging to your online account, bank account through your customer ID and password. So login ID and password you need to type, and then you need to go for fund transfer section. So in the previous we go for NEFT transfer section in case of NEFT, but in case of RTGS we need to go for fund transfer section. Then we need to click on add beneficiary. So in the beneficiary section, we have to provide the information, details about the beneficiary like account number, IFSC code, bank name, branch name and all we have to provide. Then at the fifth step, we need to add all the whatever the information which we given regarding to the beneficiary and we have to confirm it. Then the sixth step is they may have to authenticate the addition by typing in your credential, and at the seventh a confirmation message will be sent to you once the beneficiary is added. So upon adding the beneficiary, you can start the transferring funds using the following steps. Like first we need to add the beneficiary by using the SEGD 7 step. So later we are moving to RTGS step. Once you add the beneficiary, then you can move into RTGS step. So RTGS step, second step as we discussed, first step is you are going to log in to your particular online account by providing your ID and password, and then you are going to click on the fund transfer. So once you click the fund transfer, tap on your bank account internet bank page. Then the second step, you are going to select the beneficiary account number, where already you are saved the beneficiary details. So click on the beneficiary account number. Then the third step is whatever the amount you want to transfer, you have to type the particular amount. Then the fourth step is select the checkbox to say you agreed in the terms and conditions. So click on the right mark with respect to accepting the terms and condition. And the fifth step is review and details, and click the confirm button towards complete the particular transaction. This is the steps which is need to be carried for fulfilling the transaction under the RTGS. Then what are the customers? What are the customers transaction timing for RTGS? I already said there have been a few updates in the transaction timings for RTGS transaction. According to the latest update, 26th August 2019, customers can perform RTGS transaction from 7 AM to 6 PM. Internet banking transaction can be performed from 7 AM to 7:45 PM. So therefore, RTGS stick on to 7 AM to 6 PM. Then what are the transaction limit for RTGS? As we said already, the minimum amount required to transfer in through RTGS is 2 lakhs. When it comes to the upper limit, there is no particular upper limit. So there is no associated capital when you are transferred through the bank branch. Instead, if you choose to do transfer via internet banking, you can send a maximum of 25 lakh per day per customer. Then these RTGS are fees and charges are applicable or not, where online RTGS transaction can be done free of cost, free of charge. However, RTGS transaction done through bank branches may incur certain transaction charges along with GST. So this is about the entire highlights about the NEFT and RTGS. So therefore, these two are the major instrument where we are going to be transfer the amount from one bank to the another bank. So where we can able to focus on what are all the meaning of NEFT and RTGS, and what will be the difference between the NEFT and RTGS, and what are all the timing limit, and we also look into the features and benefits of RTGS and NEFT, and the modes of the payment through RTGS also we are looking for. So hope you given some light on whatever the information you are expecting with respect to NEFT and RTGS. Thank you for listening.